Hello, Periscopers. This is Monica A. Coleman. It's good to see you, ABD. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Crystal Ashan. Good to see you again. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to hold on a minute and see who else might be able to join us today. Hello, the O6 process. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for the heart. Hello, Joe, 514. Anna, hello, C Boogie. Thank you for joining us. Hi from French. Thank you. Hi, Joe. How are you? Hello, Anna, Israel. Hello, Sweet Meat. Thank you for joining us. It's good to see everyone today. Lion, hello. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Sweet. I'm going to give a couple moments. Hi, Crystals. Good to see you again. Hello, LMGA or IMGA. Hard to tell. I am Georgia. Hello, Tom, 925. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Shur, S-U-S-H-U-R. Thank you for joining us. I see you there. Hi, BDK. Thank you for joining us. It's good to see you. Hello, Badio Michael 9. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the hearts. Whoever's sending hearts, I really appreciate it. I feel the love. While you're joining us, feel free to follow me. I'm here at Rev Monica. And hello, Mark. And hello, Mark. Tress, big man. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Feel free to follow me, and feel free to also invite other people to join. If you're on an iPhone, swipe left to right. If you're on a Droid, swipe top to bottom. I'm going to talk today about safety net. So, okay, thank you for letting me know, big man. I appreciate that. I'm going to start in just a few moments. I know there are a couple people who normally join us too. But as a reminder, my name is Monica A. Coleman. Hello, Roller Man. Thank you for joining us. My name is Monica A. Coleman, and I am a professor of religion. I'm based in Los Angeles, California, and I'm the author of the forthcoming book, Bipolar Faith, A Black Woman's Journey with Depression and Faith. And I come on Periscope for just a few minutes every weekday. Usually around 4:30. I've missed a couple, but I do get in, even if I'm a little late, and talk about the question that people ask me the most. And what people ask me more than anything else is, what are my spiritual practices and what are the things that I do to live faithfully with a depressive condition? And so last night when I was on, I mentioned in passing what it is to have a safety net, and said I would talk more about that. And so I'm going to talk about that for a minute. And I think everyone needs it. I don't think that a safety net is particular to people who live with depressive conditions. But a safety net, it comes from those who worked in the circus, right? Acrobats who were walking on those high tight ropes, right? The tight ropes. And if they were to fall, there was a net there to catch them. You get my hands doing this, a net to catch them. And that safety net's there, and hopefully they don't need it. Hopefully they're great acrobats and they're just walking along this tightrope. But it requires a lot of balance and a lot of strength and a lot of practice and a lot of training. And I'm sure as they were practicing to become acrobats, they fell into that safety net a lot. And even if you're a trained professional acrobat, they don't let you walk without a safety net. I'm fairly certain. It's been a long time since I've been to a circus. And we're the same way in life. We need a safety net. We need something to catch us if we fall. So thank you all for joining us. I see new people who are coming in. Thank you. We need support systems and structures in place. And the smart thing about a safety net is the safety net's always there. It's there if you're a novice. It's there if you're an expert. And it's put in place before you even get on the tightrope. So a lot of us fall off a tightrope and we hit the ground and we hit rock bottom, and it's painful and it hurts. And we're like, what do I do? What happens? And that's so common. But the idea really is to have a safety net and to have systems and supports and structures that are in place for when you fall, for when you need help, for when you can't balance it all. And yesterday I suggested that ordering takeout was part of my safety net, that being able to offer myself grace is part of what catches me when I fall. Because the thing is, I do fall, right? And I wanted to kind of give this example. Many people know of this fairly popular contemporary Christian and gospel song about we fall down, we get up, right? And it's a beautiful song. And if you've heard the contemporary Christian version by Bob Carlyle, what he does is he tells a story in the song about this character walking to and from, going to work every day and passing by a monastery and thinking there are these holy people inside. And one day there's a monk who comes out of the monastery and he's like, wow, I have a chance to ask them, how do you do it? How do you stay holy? How do you stay pious? How do you stay close to God? And he says, we fall down and then we get back up. We fall down, we get back up. A saint is just a sinner who falls down and gets back up. And what I like about the story is that we forget is that he's in a monastery, right? These aren't individuals falling down and getting back up. These are people who are embedded in community, who have other people around them to help them get back up. It's not this solo journey. And I think that so much of what we learn about, this is why I like religion, right? People often say they're spiritual and not religious. And Lord knows I understand all the challenges and trappings of organized religions and all the things that institutions do wrong and selfishly and against ethics and morals that would make anyone run, not just walk away, but run away. But what I like about religion is the community aspect, is that it calls us forth together to say, I can't do this by myself. That there is power and purpose in being in community. And at its best, community is our safety net. We see this in the early church, and in Christian traditions. We see it in almost every tradition, that you're meant to gather together with other people. And not because it's like the 5 steps, the 2 steps to heaven, but because this is the way to live. This is the way to survive. This is the way to be okay. Even Jesus had disciples and apostles, and we know about 12 to 14, but there are others, right? There are always people there and community. And so I want to talk about just kind of making sure you have a safety net, figuring out what it is you need so that when you fall, who do you call? Who are the people who you can call and call while you're crying and who will stay on the phone until you can say something, right? And knowing who those people are, and they know that they're your people, right? That's how Shonda Rhimes talks about in Grey's Anatomy. Who's your person, right? Who are your people? If you're able to access therapy, who's your therapist? If you have exercise rituals that are helpful, if you have meditative rituals that are helpful, what are those things that you do that catch you when you fall? And one thing I talk about in my book, Bipolar Faith, is that I actually put together a safety net unknowingly. I wasn't trying. I wasn't very intentional or even astute about it. But I had kind of created this community and these processes and different practices that were my safety net. So when I fell, I didn't hit the ground, right? I hit the people who were holding me up and the practices that were holding me up. And I actually didn't discover I had a safety net until I didn't have a safety net. And how terrible and painful that was. And I talk about what happens when you don't have a safety net and what happened to me without a safety net. And it wasn't pretty. And so now I'm much more aware, much more conscious, and I encourage all of us to have safety nets, right? To put structures in place, to have people in place, to have practices, to put these things in place that keep us from hitting the ground when we fall. Because it's not about if we fall off the tightrope, we're going to fall, right? Saints are just sinners who fall down. And in the original telling of it, the Bob Carlyle version, he's in a monastery. There's a community of people who help us to get back up. No one can balance it all the time. And no one can stay on the tightrope. Even if you're an expert, and definitely not if you're just learning. And honestly, we're all learning over and over again and anew each day. So that's what I wanted to share. For me, it's really a spiritual practice to stay in community and to be someone's community, but to also make sure that I have a safety net. And maybe, even if I don't know it, I'm someone else's safety net too. So that's just the word for today, and I thank you for joining us. If you've enjoyed this, please share it, retweet it. You can follow in the replay as well in Periscope. I'm also going to tweet it at Monica A. Coleman. You can pre-order my book, Bipolar Faith, on Amazon already. And use the hashtag Bipolar Faith. Once again, I'm Monica A. Coleman. I'm professor of religion based in Los Angeles, California, and the author of the forthcoming book, Bipolar Faith, A Black Woman's Journey with Depression and Faith. Thank you so much.